Hi, friends, and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you have been wondering as of late why you're feeling sluggish, tired, wired, insomniac, and restless, possibly all of them within the span of half an hour, I have uh, some news. I can tell you what the F the planets are up to. And in this case, it's our old friend, the moon. We have a full moon in Cancer, the very, very emotional and sensitive sign of Cancer, happening this January 7th, a few minutes after midnight at CET. And because this is the first full moon of the year, it's also referred to as the wolf moon, hence the pretty thumbnail I chose for this occasion. It is possibly one of the most important lunar phases of the year. It's happening in connection with the Mercury retrograde and with the Mars retrograde. And it's going to inform our actions and steps for the next 6 months. So that means until about June, July, we're going to be feeling the effects of this one. It's about letting go. All full moons are about that, and things coming full circle, things coming to fruition, reaping what you sowed. In this case, because Mercury is in the picture as well, conjunct the Sun, it is the dynamic duo, the ego and the mind, that are, well, they get some light shed on them. It's like going head to head against the emotional body. As I said, Cancer is a deeply emotional sign, and it is also the ruler, and it is also ruled by the moon. And this full moon is going to be highlighting some of those deep parts of yourself, stuff that you don't want to show others. It's not necessarily shadow work, although shadow work is actually excellent for this period. It's those parts of you that are so hidden that sometimes even you do not see yourself aware of them. It's those patterns that show up in the way that you talk to yourself. And it has very little to do with mirroring in this case. It's those patterns that you are denying to come out, that you feel may not be accepted, or you feel may get you abandoned. So a lot of fears are coming up in this period. What I would invite you to do is to examine all the fears that come up in this period, especially in the next 3 to 4 days, because it's going to give you a lot of answers about yourself and about the direction you're taking. It's going to show you exactly what your self-sabotaging patterns are and how you are blocking yourself from accomplishing your goals in 2023. Look at your goals. Look at exactly how ambitious they are if you have set goals. But even so, you must have some desire or some inkling of how you want 2023 to look like. But if you're one of those go with the flow kind of people, cool. These fears are still going to show up, because even if you want to go with the flow, there is a fear propelling that. It's the fear of things not going as planned, maybe, in which case it may be tied into a fear of failure, or worse, a fear of success. So it can reveal a lot. It's something. The clues are in the signs that it's happening, because the Sun and Mercury retrograde are happening in Capricorn. It's about dreams that were realistic, and ambitions. Ambitions that you may have felt would have put you at odds with the people around you, especially with your family. And you eventually lost faith in yourself about the possibility of accomplishing them. This means that you've internalized the possibilities of rejection and everything else as fears. And they keep coming up in your life in the form of self-sabotage. So, where are you self-sabotaging yourself? That's important to look at. And also examine the relationship with your parents, because relationship with family, and of course, if you have children, look at the relationship with the children and how you are as a parent, because this is going to give you a lot of clues about those wounds that are still lingering from childhood, those traumas that are still there, that went unresolved, the inner child that was not heard. So this full moon is interesting. It's all about family. That's why I find it so beautiful that it's also called the full moon, because wolves are also one of the most important totems related to family. And and this is what it's highlighting for the collective. The home is a lot in focus. We have a cluster of planets in the 4th house, including Pluto. It's also it highlights fears around losing one's identity, about merging too much with the tribe, about repeating patterns, about repeating the mistakes of the past, about repeating the mistakes of your ancestors. I mean, don't think about like distant ancestors all the way to, I don't know, Genghis Khan or Octavius Augustus or whatever. No, mother and father, grandparents, great grandparents if you knew them, recent ancestors, What are the fears that you've internalized? What was it that you were hearing that was on a loop when you were growing up? Don't go there because this. Don't do this because of that. And that you ended up believing, and that stopped you from pursuing your ambitions. So take this advice as a sort of a journaling prompt and allow yourself to explore this, because whether you do or not, the full moon is actually going to be like really knocking on your door and saying, hi, can I come in? And if you work with the energy, that's amazing, because you're actually going to have some amazing realizations, and you'll be able to remove some of these blockages and fears that stop you from going forward. And it's going to help you accomplish your dreams in 2023. So why not go for it? For those of you who are also doing therapy, this is an amazing time to shed traumas, and you don't even have to go too much into looking for them. I gave you the major themes, of course, in this video, but they're all going to be revealed to you, and they're all going to have a profoundly transformational effect on you. Again, it's a journey about healing. And we have a Neptune beautifully aspecting and supporting this full moon. We have intuition. Even if you don't know consciously, your subconscious mind knows exactly what to zero in. You can meditate. You can meditate with bodies of water. Hydrating is special if you live near a body of water, like rivers, lakes, the sea. That would be amazing. Any kind of body of water would do at the end of the day. Go for a walk around it and see how it's actually, because water is going to bring you, the element of water is going to be bringing you a lot of peace and tranquility. Also, running a nice bubble bath is enough, or even spending a few more minutes under the shower. Even that would do the trick if you can't afford to go for a walk in nature by the water. So water is very healing in this period, and it's very soothing. There are also these videos that like record the sound of rain and waterfalls and all of that, and the sea. Perfect for meditation, perfect for clarity, perfect for self-soothing purposes. So especially if you're one of those restless people or if you have insomnia, this is actually going to help you a lot. Um, what else can I tell you? This comes with a small warning, and it's of course not for all of you, but I've said this in a previous video. Venus in Aquarius is happening now. Venus in Aquarius sometimes questions traditions, especially around relationships, around definitions of loyalty and monogamy. So for those of you, and because this is happening at the same time with Pluto opposite Lilith in Cancer. This is what I would like to, this is one of those aspects that I call the homewreaking aspects. It's sad, it's not concerning the majority, but it is concerning a majority of you that it's, if your intuition is telling you that something is off in your relationship with your spouse, it's good to check in. This is something that is known as the homewreaking aspect. It's basically bringing about an ending to those situations that have been dead for long. So it's the final nail in the coffin. I know it's not pleasant to hear. You probably have turned it off, the video off by now. But if you are the party that is concerned, it will all turn out for the best for you. You need to bring the focus on yourself. And do not worry about things being concealed or like preferring not to know. No, this is something that is getting revealed. Or you may even find out about something that happened quite some time ago. So this is all about like revelations about the subject. A partner with a guilty conscience might drop some hints. If you are the third party, you might be the one with a guilty conscience. You might be the one propelled to end things. It can also lead to a lot of paranoia and jealousy. So, as I said, a very small minority of people who are listening, maybe from my usual viewers, it's probably none of you. So, keeping the fingers crossed. But who are affected by this transit directly, but otherwise, you may actually see some more paranoia and jealousy in relationships that would bring a lot of conflict in the home. So you may want to look out for that one. Again, the aftermath of this is, of course, see where it goes. Because it's going to show you the cracks in your foundation, in your relationships, in your partnerships. But there is also good news on on the horizon. You're gonna be fine. All of this has the purpose of strengthening you. And if you were one of the ones who had problematic partnerships, part of fortune, conjunct descendant, you're going to be meeting somebody new soon. This doesn't necessarily go for the single people so much, but the ones who have recently exited a relationship or who are exiting a relationship in this period. If you're thinking that, oh my God, I'm gonna die alone, no, you're not. You're actually going to meet somebody who's more aligned with you. So And for those of you who have been single for a while and who are hoping for an end to this, you guys just need to be a little more patient and really converse with yourselves. What it is, what it is that be clear about your expectations and what it is that you desire, and act accordingly. Some of you may actually have changed your mind. So if you were, for example, somebody who was like really carefree, charismatic, flirtatious, you might in the next 6 months do a 180 that you're going to be ready to date for marriage. And the opposite is also true. If you had people who were like dating for marriage, all of a sudden they become disillusioned and disillusioned, and they are the ones up to shenanigans and not looking for anything serious. But the important thing is that you're going to be upfront about this. You're going to be very straightforward, and this is happening on a collective level. So no more wishy-washy conversations on the dating apps or in the club. No, like, are you one of those people who is down for some action tonight? Yes, cool, let's go. Are you, conversely, you can, when you're asked the same question, it's like, well, slap in the face, or no, thank you, I'm looking for something serious. So bye. And that is completely fine, because it's, as long as you're being true to what you want, um, you're going to meet the most aligned people for you, and this is something that's going to come a lot to the forefront and in the next 6 months. So, which side are you on? And of course, this is something to consider because Saturn and Venus are in Aquarius. You're going to get your answer by the time these two form a conjunction around the 20th of January this month. So your answer in this regard is going to be very clear. And I'm just saying all this because so many of you want to know about romance and all of that. And what else is there in terms of finances? I don't have anything particular to highlight. You guys go ahead and listen to the horoscope if this is of concern. But many of you are getting very interesting ideas how to finalize projects now, or at least you're on the last leg of some entrepreneurial or creative projects. Just don't really enforce the new ideas, and don't start something from scratch. Use those ideas that you already had. Revise your old ideas. Those will actually be really good to implement. And of course, health-wise, I know that the past 2 months have been very difficult in terms of health, like with all these viruses running around. Actually, now we will be benefiting from an improvement in this, and especially those people who are getting back into their health goals will see the best results. And generally, it's going to be a period where people are going to want to be more active. It's a Jupiter and Aries in the 6th house. Come on. Up you go. So I think that's all that I had to say. So I would have normally put the inner work prompts in the end, but it seems too important to leave it for the end. I feel that some of you actually needed to hear this and to challenge yourselves to sit with these thoughts and to journal a little bit even. So I hope that this video has been useful to you, or at least enjoyable, and I will see you in my next one. Take care. Bye.